Hey, what's going on, ESGN Nation, and welcome back to another episode here on NCAA Football 14, and this is the Highland Scotties Team Builder Dynasty, and this is Scotties Sports Talk. We're in the football section of the show, and today we are going to talk about the Highland Scotties, and of course the number 2 team in the nation playing in their first ever Big 12 championship game coming up here as they're taking on Oklahoma. But before we do that, we'll take a look here at some of the games coming up here in week 15. So we do have a bye week this week, and we're going to show you guys some of those games that are coming out. Most of them are Sun Belt games. Not really have too much of an impact on us or really on any of the top 25 schools there. Oh, actually, I think there's one top 25 team that's playing this week in the Sun Belt. But for the most part here, Highland has been playing pretty good here, and we've been riding this wave of wins here. As you see, we're 12 games. So far, we've won this season. We have not lost any. We've been looking outside, looking into the top 2 here in the last, just the last week or so. We finally got into the top 2 as we were able to finally get in there. You see Highland, of course, having the Big 12 North title this season. As for the South, Oklahoma, there you see Oklahoma, Texas, Oklahoma State, TCU, Texas Tech, and Baylor are your schools. Now remember, the 2 teams, one representing the North, one representing the South, will be relegated out, and it'll go Conference USA, and it looks like Baylor is going to be that team that could be relegated out. And the only way for them to get back in the Big 12 is they have to be in the Conference USA championship game next season. Either they have to win it or just be the runner-up in it. So that's how a lot of this relegation is going to be. We're doing this, remember, for 5 seasons. So this is only the first year we started doing relegation. The only league or the only conferences that do not have 2 teams relegated out and relegated in are the SEC and, of course, the the Sun Belt. So last season, Kentucky got relegated out, and then they're in the bottom there, or in there, and then I think Louisiana came in to take their spot in their in that division they were in. So that's the only one that's going to do that. Now, at any time here, I can change it up, and I can say, we could bring up a storyline saying, the SEC wants to be a Super 16 like they are in real life. And I since with all this real life talk, IRL talk about, Oklahoma and Texas going to SEC, that could actually happen in this series. Before even this talk, I was actually thinking about I was thinking about bringing in 2 Big 12 teams, taking them out of the Big 12 and putting them in the SEC, and kind of really scrambled up the realignment for realigning conferences and stuff like that. Start bringing some conferences maybe from the Mountain West and bringing them in here. I've been thinking about making some schools that are really just not really doing so well, and just make them as independents at some point. Almost kind of like what's going on in my Stanford Cardinals online dynasty that I have with 2 of my buddies, Taylor and Steve. You guys can check that out on the second channel there on ESGNet LP, as we're about to wrap up, I believe, season 4 in that one. So definitely check it out. I'll leave a link down. There should be a link down below for that series, and also there should be a link in the eye up here in the video. I try to do that as much as I possibly can. But Oklahoma, we have not played them at all. We've never played them in this series. And now in the Big 12, it's the team who has the best overall record, and that should be, I believe, if it comes down to, I think it comes down to also overall record, and then overall record in the conference, and then both teams have the same records. I think it comes down to like points or whatever it is, points overall or points allowed, points allowed. So I think we give up the fewest points. So we're gonna be able to host it. If not, I think we go to Dallas. I think it's a neutral site in Dallas. I'm not for sure. I can't remember exactly how I did it, but I want to say it's going to be in Dallas. I could be wrong, but they have a good team there. You see some of their numbers there for some of their players there, like Brooks here. And this Oklahoma team is just like a traditional Oklahoma team. They got a good running game, as you can tell from their halfbacks here, and of course a good receiving core and a pretty decent quarterback that could easily go into the into the NFL. I mean, you've seen Landry Jones and so many others. Rattler right now in real life, how he's playing. They pretty much have that same kind of mentality in this, at least in our series here that we've been playing. So this is the first time we play against them, and I don't know really what to expect. They can score a lot of points. Like I said, they're that OU team. Are we going to see a lot of high-scoring points? Probably so, because this is the Big 12. Not too many teams play defense. We've had a couple times here in this season that we've given up quite a few points. We're trying to become that one team in the Big 12 that you can say, hey, they play good defense. But we're just really haven't got there just yet. So you see Trey Sermon, the senior red shirt halfback. He's another one. They have a two halfback approach to their team. One is a good, he's a good, I think this is the one that's a good, he has good hands, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, catch there. So he can, come out of the backfield and catch the balls and screens and all that kind of stuff. So this is going to be a tricky game for us. I would say we were used to this kind of stuff, but, honestly, I don't know how this is going to be. They're not ranked. So with playing against a ranked team like us, and really, I want to say they're, I thought Texas was going to be, a game that's going to be tough, and sometimes it was, but for the most part, it was pretty good. I mean, it was a pretty simple game. It wasn't as tough as like the national championship game that we played them last season. But OU, this could be the one that could get us. This could be the game that could get us, and of course, Coach Teddy Bonds has told his boys, guys, fellas, this is a game that we really have to, dot our I's, cross our T's, and just make sure we put these guys down. As he says, boots to throat. So we got to really put these guys away. There you see, I got a great corner there of Justin Broyles. Look at that man zone press. I mean, this kid, he's definitely a first round type of defensive player there that someone can have for next season, and we could see him in a future Madden series. Remember, a lot of these players you see in this series or in my other series on my second channel there, you're going to see them probably in a future Madden series. If not Madden 20 that we're still playing, we'll probably play on that for quite a while there. I think I mentioned that in a update video about that, but we're going to probably play Madden 20 for at least another 2 or 3 seasons and get a couple of these guys in there and just kind of see how they play in that. And then eventually when Madden 22 drops, and whenever I haven't decided which team I'm going to play yet in 22, but once 22 drops, then I'll create a class again of some of these other players. And then, of course, future series like the Highland Scotties or anything like that for NCAA. Also, too, from the Miles Marvel series. You guys can definitely check that out. I'll leave a link in the eye on that one, too, in the up above. Anytime that there's a player that really screams out to me that I see that has some pretty good numbers like that, don't be surprised if you'll see players from that series, both from his team and teams that he plays against, and possibly maybe even him. Like I mentioned that before, I kind of teased that we could even see him in a draft class for a future series in a future Madden game. So a lot of fun stuff coming up here for future Madden series, especially on 22. But you see Charleston Rambo. I love that last name. 6'1", 173 pounds. He's a wide receiver, redshirt senior. Look at that. Hey, I mean, we're going to be running like crazy around that field. I mean, this is going to be not looking forward to this game at all. I am not looking forward to this at all. Like I said, we did not play Oklahoma this year. I believe we might play them next season. So, but yeah, this is the first time we're going for the pack. This is the first time that Big 12 had an actual straight, like, you know, before when we started the series, they didn't have enough teams for a, you know, legitimate 12 conference team. So whoever won, you know, had the overall record in the conference just won the championship. Now there is a championship to play for, and it's been a while since they've done that. So with us and BYU now joining, you know, the Pac-12 or the Big 10, or excuse me, the Big 12, you know, we'll have to see how we do here. Hopefully we can bring home a nice title there for the school. But again, with relegation, you know, I'll talk more about that. You know, I'll get into that and show you which teams are going to be going out of which teams are coming out of the top 5 conferences, and then going to the others after the, of course, national championship game or bowl game where we're in. Once we play that, I'll talk more about that and remind you guys how that is going to go about. There you see Brian Jackson. Like I said, pretty good numbers for him. A redshirt sophomore. He's really, you know, out of his first year here, you take a look at his numbers there, and he's been pretty impressive. Over almost 3,000 yards passing, 21 touchdowns, 15 interceptions this season. Sacked 25 times. Of course, that's kind of, I think close to average there for a Big 12 school. But yeah, he's another guy that we're just, you know, he's a sophomore. We've seen what sophomores can, you know, underclassmen can do to us. You know, he's 88 overall. I've been beaten by worse. If you seen my series there on the other channel with against Oregon, and because we're Stanford, we play against Oregon. I've been beat by worse, so this does not scare me at all. But just playing a team that we've never played against, and a team that's been playing very well, and a team that's very, you know, that I should be accustomed to, but I have not played against a Big 12 school, especially like Oklahoma, since, you know, earlier versions of this game, back in the day when, you know, back in the good old days when Nebraska was a part of the Big 12. And I will talk more about realignment, because like I said, every 5 seasons we're going to kind of do a big, huge realignment. And like I said, if this relegation works out, if you guys enjoy the relegation thing I'm doing, let me know. This is something I just thought of because I was playing a lot of soccer, and I'm like, you know, college football teams kind of do that, kind of get some of those bad teams out, force them to, you know, get better and come back into a conference they want to go to or whatever. And but also too, if there's schools that you think we should have in the Big 12, I'm always willing to listen, so let me know down below in the comment section of what schools you guys think. There's a couple schools that I have in mind out west that I wouldn't mind bringing in, and I wouldn't mind bringing out another school from the East Coast. There's 2 schools I'm thinking about right now that we bring in from the East Coast to kind of grab some attention there, grab some eyes there and stuff like that. So like I said, eventually at some point here in this series, we will have some kind of there will be at least two schools, or at least 2 conferences that will be, you know, Super 16 conferences. So we'll get to that. But there you see the numbers. Like I said, this is going to be I think it's going to be down. It's just going to be a head to the grindstone kind of game, blue collar. You know, best offense, best defense, guys going at it, smashing, you know, a lot of bodies around and just playing some good old-fashioned Big 12 football, which means there's going to be a lot of high scoring. So hopefully we'll be on the better end of it, and hopefully we can try to, you know, show the rest of the world that we're ready. We've already shown them already we're ready to step on the national stage, but We really haven't had a chance to win a conference championship at all because we're independent up to this point, and this is our first chance now to win a championship, or conference championship in a conference here, and try to make the Big 12 something special. But yeah, we'll try to see what we can do coming up. That game should be coming up here in very soon here on the channel. Not to mention, don't also look out for videos from this series that I'm also going to start showing other conference championship games from other conferences. So like SEC, the MAC, all the conferences that have championships right now. I'm going to show you those games in the entirety. I'm not going to play them. They're on default settings, and let you guys check those out. And those will be leading up to the to this Big 12 game. And then once we get into the bowl season, whatever bowls that our schools in the I keep saying Pac-12, Big 10, or in the Big 12, any of the schools that are in the conference games, I'm going to show those in its entirety there also too. So that'll be during bowl season. So whatever schools are from the Big 12, they'll be shown here on the channel. So I'm gonna start doing that, add some more extra stuff in there so you guys can get an idea of what other schools are doing here in our conference that we're in. But that's it for me, you guys. If you guys did enjoy today's episode, please leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and check us out more here on ESGNet. If you guys want to know more about what's going on in the conference, let me know down below in the comment section. I will try my best to give you guys feedback on that. But that is it for me. As always, stay safe, stay cool, and I will see you guys next time.